In this video, we'll work with admin operations. Like in the last video, we have discussed about login, providing username, providing password, successfully login. We have discussed about welcome Naveen and logout operations. In this video, I am going to discuss about schedule new class, view all scheduled classes. About this topic I am going to discuss. Right. So first we'll work with the schedule new class. Let me look at into the requirement once. Whenever you click on schedule new class, these are the operations we need to perform. Like we need a table where I am going to hold name, faculty, faculty name, course name, date, time, fees and duration. So now we are going to schedule a new class, means new course, new topic we are going to start like that. So these are the required fields in the table, required fields in the table. So let me create a model, I mean a table. So in my project, I'm creating a new Python file. I'm naming as SQL operations. SQL operations. So I'm defining the function to create table, to create course table. The function name is create course table. No parameters. Within this I have global variables. Within the Python file I have global variables and import statement. I am using SQLite 3. Point to be noted, I am not using any ORM model here. I repeat, I am not using any ORM model. If possible, the ORM operations I will show you in another video. Point to be noted, if possible. So as of now, direct database communication process I am doing, and I am naming as SQL alias name. So SQL.connect, connect, the database name goes like online classes. The database name is online classes dot SQLite 3. SQLite 3. The connect will return the connection. I am assigning to a variable connection dot cursor. Connection dot cursor. Cursor for read and write operations. I am using the cursor. Now into the course, I mean this table, this particular function, course table, here I am writing a query cursor dot, I am using the global variable cursor dot execute. So write the query to create a table. Writing a query, again I am reminding I am not using any ORM. Right. So create table, table name like course, table name like course. Right. I want to execute the query with my required columns. Okay, it is open 2 times. Right. So course number, course name, faculty, like that. Okay. Yes. So first number, CNO, course number, what type it is, number type, which is primary key, yes, course number is a primary key. Name of the course, right, name of the course, that is text type, simply you can say text type, course name, and faculty name. If you want, you can write completely to avoid the confusion. course name underscore name. Similarly, course or else faculty name I will take, it will be easy. Faculty name. Also what type? Text type. Comma. Column name, course number. Column name, course name. Column name, faculty name. Date, time, fees. Date I am taking as date input only. So class date I am naming as class date. Column name is class date. Data type is date. Next, class time. Class time. Time I am taking as text. Time I am taking as text. I repeat, text, because I want to save with AM and PM format. I want to save with AM and PM format. That is the reason I am using text type. Next, coming to the fees. Course fees. Course fees comes like real, float values like duration. Again I am taking number type like 45, 50, like that. Okay, in days format we will specify. So once again observe the table, what I am going to create and what are the columns I have. Course name, number, which is primary key. Course name, faculty name, class date, on which date it is going to start, class time, and what is the fees, and what is the duration. So once it is done, I am going to execute the query. Once query is executed, I am just closing the connection and I am printing a statement saying like table is created. Table is created. So observe, I am calling the function create course table. I am calling the function create course table. I am calling the function. Right. So whenever you run this program, I am running this Python program manually. Observe, run. Table is created. If you run the same program one more time, you will get an exception saying like table course already exists. Table course already exists because table is already created. That is the reason. Okay, right. So just call only for one time, no need to call two times. So if you observe our directory structure properly, static where you have all images, templates with your HTML files, and here is your database, app.py programming, your Python programming, SQL operations Python file. Yes, you can call as a module Python file. Now database is created. In PyCharm directly we can open the database. Just double click on the database. To the right panel, you can open the database. Right. So here in schemas, main course, that was our table name. Double click to open into the editor. Here it is. Successfully table is created. Now we need to insert. So guys, if you observe, table is ready. Right. This part is done. We have done with this part. Now we need to design the form. On submit, we need to save into the database. Right. So we'll do that operation now. Observe. First important point, whenever you click, let me close all these files to avoid confusion. First I am going to the menu. In the menu, user is going to select the schedule new class option. In the menu, user is going to select the schedule new class option. Then I want to change this page. I want to change this page. So new HTML page I want to open. Am I right? Very fine. Sounds good. Now we'll design that. So let me create a new template file. New template. New template. Naming it as, repeat, naming it as new class. New class HTML. That is new class dot HTML. So as usual, we don't write all this stuff. Simply we'll start inheriting extends common code we are inheriting, and using a block tag that is PWN. Within the block tag I am including menu file. I think it is admin menu.html. That's it. No need to write. Already this common is written, menu is written. So simply we are reusing the codes. Right. One is inheriting, one is just calling like a has a relation. Right. Now, so this welcome page you can close. We are not going to do any changes in that. Now in the menu we need to change the hyperlink. We need to change the hyperlink. Just like the previous hyperlink what we have written, similarly I am writing, but this time I am going to call like new class. Yes, this new class route function we need to write inside the app.py. Inside the app.py we need to write the route function. I am writing the route function @app.route new class, defining same like new class only. Inside this return render template, that is new class.html. Yes, I am opening new class.html page. Very fine. Now observe carefully. Repeat, observe carefully. So refresh. Whenever you click on welcome Naveen, you can see the home page. Whenever you click on schedule new class, another page is opening. Yes, for more clarity, in this new class I will write, just temporarily I am writing, later we'll do the change, new class. Yes, that new class is opening. If you click on welcome Naveen, the first page will open, home page will open. If you click on schedule new class will open. Click on Naveen, main page, click on new class page. Now we need to design this page according to the requirement, saying like, point to be noted everyone, here in the table we have one more column. What's our number column, which is primary key. Number column like 1, 2 number is there. But I'm not asking that number to the user. I mean admin. Admin is not entering any number. Simply admin is entering what? Course name, faculty name, date, time, fees, duration. Khatam. Am I right? So according to that I want to work. Right. So let me open the page and let me design the page first. I mean HTML page. As usual, I am using a table align in center. Temporarily will provide border 2, table row, table header. Once I'll open my login page, guys. Login page, admin login page. In that we have given some design here. Yes, the same design I'm just copying. Saying like the menu option is saying like what? Schedule new class. So add new class details, or else simply new class details. Up to you what title, what heading you want to give, up to you. Something it look like that. Under that, new table row. Yeah, once I have to close that row. In the next row, next header, I'm going with my input fields. Yes, these input fields also we can get it from Bootstrap. Yes, in login page we have written our own, directly we are writing. Now I am asking my Bootstrap to provide the input fields. Now you can see different input fields here. That related code is also available, right? Username like @ you can provide. Yes, some wrapping. You can look at this small, default, large. I'll take this default sized. I'm taking the input. I'm just copied the input field, guys. Observe. So what the default file contains, once look at the text, the code. Input type is text type. Some class is given, some label is given, right? Now observe. You can see that, but what I want to enter, so the other attributes I am passing. What other attributes? Placeholder giving like course name, and we need to provide a name to call into the Python file to get the data. Like for username and password we have given T1 and T2 in the previous videos. Similar to that, I'm providing a name. This name we use in the Python program to read the data from the form. Right. Now let me see the basic. Yes, I am adding required attribute. It means you must and should enter the course name. It's mandatory, right? Yes. So then after the course, this particular row, the same rows I'm copying. Second, next row according to our requirement. I think I closed it. Let me open again. There it is. Faculty name, date, time. Yes, I'm going back to the code. Here I'm asking like faculty name, that is C2, required attribute. Next table row, course name, faculty name, date and time. So this one, date of start, when you are going to start, that is C3. Here input type I am changing to date. So you can see the output like this. You can see the calendar, you can select the date. Yes. Okay. So after the date, time we need, time. So placeholder, I'm giving time. Input, okay, naming as C4, required attribute. Type I am changing to time beta. Time. Okay. Once observe. Yes, there is one point you to remember. That Here it is not showing you the label. For course it is saying like course name, faculty name and date. Where it coming to this date month, here it is showing. For date and time it is not going to show you the label. So remember that. So next table row, date and time is done and the fees and the duration is required. Fee and duration. The fees I am taking fee, that is C5. Required attribute, input type I am taking like number type. Okay. Next table row, that is duration, C6. Duration also comes under number type. Duration I am writing clearly in days, enter in days. Right, there it is. Now we need a button in the last. Button, yes guys, button also we can ask the Bootstrap, please give me the buttons. So okay, this is button group, sir, so I'm searching for button. Yes, buttons, primary, secondary, danger, warning, colors. Yeah, what is the color you like according to this output? I'll take blue one only, the first one, primary one. Copying the code to my new table row, table header. Code is copied, input type equals to submit. Button name is save. Button name I am giving as save. Here is the output. I need this button in the center, so style, text align, center. Yes, this is CSS code. Wherever you are writing the style, the blind identifying, wherever you are writing the style, it is CSS code. Right, here is my CSS code. So welcome Naveen. This is my home page. Schedule new class. This is my registration page. Now read all the details. Whenever you click on the button, first the important point is your button listening action. Now observe, I'm clicking on button, it's not listening the action. To listen the action, we need to provide form attribute. So this complete table I am writing inside the form action equals to, will provide the action, method equals to post. Now close the form after the table. That's it. Now if you observe, button is listening the action. You can see that course name is required, blah blah, faculty name is required, blah blah, date is required. Yes, you need to fill each and every field. You need to enter each and every field. Now I am removing the boundary of my table. Border I am making as 0. Once have a look. Okay, not bad. It's up to you, the border I am removing. If you want, you can keep it. Yes, I told you I am not a designer, I am a programmer. Yes, you can call me as a developer. I'm not a designer. I'm not that good into design. Some basic design I can do. Good. So schedule new class. We can get the records and save into the database. So I'm writing a new form. Observe carefully. Same http :// 127.0.0.1 :5000 save course. Yes, this is my URL, save course. Yes, I mean the URL mean what I'm going to write in the route. So I'm going to define a new function, def, okay, before that @ app.route, @app.route slash save course. Even function name I'm giving as save course. Now read all the fields, form fields, right? So to read we use request as we did in our login page, as we did in our previous login page. Same process I'm going to do. Request dot form dot get from C1. That C1 is my course name. I'm writing in short. C name. Repeat, C name. Course name. Then after request dot form dot get C2 that is F name, faculty name. C3 that is date. Next C4 that is time. C5 that is fees, fee, right? And C6 that is duration. I'm writing in short like dir. Right, anyway, sounds good. So we are getting the data from the form. We are reading the data from the form, our HTML form. So temporarily, to make confirmation whether we are getting data or not, use a print statement to print C name, comma F name, comma date. I'm just going on printing, guys. Time, fee, duration. Right. Point to be noted, function is not returning. Right. Go back to the browser, admin home. Okay. I'll do write written. None. Temporarily. Okay. Right. So welcome Naveen. Schedule new class. Providing the details. Course name is Python. Faculty name is Naveen. The date I'm going to start, that is on 16th Thursday evening 8 p.m. Okay. Yes, there is a problem here. It is not showing you the actually 8 means it will take like a morning. Yes. I'm taking as 10. Yes. Sorry, not 10, sir. 20. 12 plus 8. 12 plus 8, that is 20. 8 p.m. in the evening. Okay. Fees comes like 4,000 rupees. Duration is 45 days. Click on save. Let me look at into the run command. Save course is called, but we're not getting the data. Admin. Again, I am running the application. Invalid. Naveen. Logged in. Schedule a new class. Course. Naveen. Date. 16th 20, fees 4000, duration 45 days. Method not allowed. Oh, yes. I did a mistake here. That's my mistake. I forgot to write method. Yes, methods I forgot to write. It's mandatory to write because our method type is post type. If it is a get type, no need to write. By default, it is a get type. If it is a post, you need to specify. Okay. Right. So I did the change. Yes. Back. Submit again. Here is the data. Python Naveen 2020 0716 20 hours, 4000 is the fees, 45 days. Successful. So we are able to read the data. Now we need to store into the database. But before storing into the database, we have one clause. What is the clause is, if you observe number is not available. So what I am doing, observe carefully. First I am going to my database. So let me get my database operations. Same database names I am taking into my app.py. Yeah, you can make a function to reusability, sir, but I am writing directly. Here. Okay, right. Now I am going to use the same connection. Connection dot execute the query. What is the query? Select max of let me go back to my table. Once look at the column name. What is that? CNO. What is my column name? CNO. Select max of CNO from course. Yes, I'm asking to get maximum course number. What is the last course number is there? Get it. For this, after that, connection dot, okay, it is cursor dot execute. Next, cursor dot fetch 1. Concentrate everyone. Fetch 1. Yes, we are going to get only one record. That one record I am going to fetch. Right. Assign to a variable result. Let me print and see the result. Yes, my table is empty. No data is available. So what I am going to get as the maximum value, will see the result. Observe. So clear all this stuff. Back to the browser. Just refresh. SQLite 3 programming error. SQLite object created in thread only but used in the same thread. Yeah, we have this one problem, guys. So what is recommended here is this connection process also. Yeah, that connection process also will use inside the function. According to that, we'll close that. Once the process is finished, we'll close that. Connection dot close. Okay, right. Again, back. One more attempt. So what is the output I got? None. What is the output I got? None. Observe, none is inside the tuple format. None is inside the tuple. Right. So why I got none? Because there is no data. So point to be noted, the basic points of your Python. So the result is holding none like this. None, comma. So this is tuple, guys. This is tuple. This is tuple. Okay, right. So when this is tuple, indexing position, this is indexing position, 0 is the indexing position. What, sir? 0 is the indexing position. Result of 0 is how much? Result of 0 is what? None. Now the same query I am going to write. The same query I am going to write here. I mean the condition. Observe carefully. If result of 0, yes, directly I am writing result of 0 inside the if. Now concentrate. Concentrate. If result of 0, assume none. None means there is no, I repeat, none means there is no data in the table. If there is no data in the table, make your course number as some 001. Yes, make your course number as 1001. Right. So I am going to the database, collecting my maximum course number. So as of now, no record is available. If no record is available, it is going to return none. If none, I repeat, if none means false. False means controller will come to the else and your course number become 1001. No, I have a number. I have a value. If you have a value, I will show you after insertion. Now let me insert. Don't close the connection here. Don't close the connection. I am using cursor again. Cursor dot execute. Insert into course values. Insert into course values. What are the values I am inserting? Observe carefully. What are the values I am inserting? Observe carefully. What values? 1. Course number. 2. Course name. 3. Faculty name. 4. Date. 5. Time. 6. Fees. 7. Duration. Right. Now, comma. After the double quotes, comma. Again open the tuple. Inside the tuple, write your variable names. So called course number, comma, course number, comma, right. Course name, faculty name, after the faculty name, date and time, date as it is, time also as it is, yes, time, date, time, fees, duration, fee and duration. That's it. Execute. Once you have done with this, connection dot commit. Commit means save the record. Once you save the record, connection dot close. Connection dot close. Yes, sir. If you use ORM, yes, sir, that's right. If you use ORM, this process will become very simple. In one line we can finish. No need to make all this connection, cursor, execute, fetching. I mean, not lengthy process. We can make it in 1 or 2 lines in simple. Okay, coming back to the insertion. So point to be noted, if result is none, then only your course number is 1001. It means in this example, we are auto generating the course number. Right? Sounds good. Now temporarily we'll print the result here. Right. Now let me go back to my browser. Already details are given. Click on save. Yes, still we are returning none. Right. Click on save. Okay. Let me look at into database. Successfully inserted. course number, name, faculty name, date, class time, fee and duration. Successful. Now your database is not empty. Your table is not empty. Your table is having one record. When one record is available, this if condition will not be false. I repeat, if condition will not be false. Now observe. Now again observe. Here temporarily I am commenting these lines because for our validation. Let me clear all this stuff. Back and submit again. This time what is the result you got? 1001. Yes, the last ID number, I mean course number or ID number, whatever you call, that course number I got. Now what I am doing here is, result of 0, I mean course number equals to result of 0 plus 1. So it will become new course ID. 0, result of 0 means, now what is the course you got? Result 1001 comma in a tuple format, right? So the variable is result. The value is 1001 in tuple, same 0th position. So result of 0 means 1001 plus 1 become 1002 assigned to your course number. That's it. Very simple logic. Very simple logic. Now you can remove, uncomment this. Now once you successfully inserted, temporarily I am going back to my main page. Main page means our welcome page. This one, admin home, I am going. Okay now? So return, render, template, admin home, temporarily admin welcome. Yes, admin welcome, admin home. Let me see that. Yes, whenever you run admin home, you are opening admin welcome. So directly we are going then. So you can write admin welcome only. Temporarily. Okay. Right. Successful. Now go back to the browser. From the beginning I am showing. Point to be noted, sir. In my table already one record is inserted. Now new record. Course name Django. Faculty name Naveen. Date some 28th, that is Monday. Date 11 a.m. right? Fees 4,500. Duration 60 days. Click on save. Yes, this page is opened means successfully record is inserted. There it is. Now if you want, again you can go back to the same page and you can carry the message also. Once you save the details successfully, go back to the new class, I mean same page, new class.html, carry a message. Message is new class is saved. Whatever the message you want to show, you can show. Right. So where I want to show this inside the new class? Yes, in the table I'll write one if condition, block tag, if message is available, end if. Here I am going to create a new table row. new table header, like from Bootstrap we can get a components, we can get a alert like this, a simple alert. Yes, whatever the alert you like. 1 2 3 4, fourth one I am taking. 1 2 3 and the fourth one I am taking. The fourth one I am copying into my code, saying I am displaying the message. That's it. Once we'll re-observe the program. So what are the records are inserted as of now into the database? Only 2 records. Now course like Java course, faculty name, yeah, Mr. Ravi is the faculty. Same again, date, month, year. 11. Fees, duration, fees around some 8,000 or something, some thousands of rupees, 2,500. Whatever it is, I don't know exactly. So duration again some 60 days. Click on save. New class is saved. Yes. Here only you can see the update. That's it. This is the way to store the data into the database. You can see the update into the database also. Successful. Now the rest is view all scheduled classes. This view all scheduled classes we'll look at into the next video.